Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
See, now we're not dealing with a cigarette. Now we're dealing with destruction of property, and now we're dealing with mom and dad. I mean, and the parents here, all right? Now, Ms. Salazar, take me from there. In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. You want him to pay $628?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off. Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. The law talks about something may in fact be true, but can they prove it? And that's what's tough.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Olivia Salazar claims her shed was damaged by a small fire after her daughter and the defendant's daughter were smoking behind it. Ms. Salazar is suing Gloria Nellington in the amount of $659. Ms. Nellington claims the teens were left in Ms. Salazar's care, and since the plaintiff's daughter was also to blame, she shouldn't be held responsible.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Ms. Salazar, you had an issue with Ms. Nellington's daughter.
Yes.
And your position is her daughter was also involved.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I take it these are the young ladies. Come on up, ladies. What's going on here?
Well, Your Honor, I believe I'm a very good parent. I try to be with my children and involved very much with them. I always know where they are.
Okay.
Now, my daughter here is very close friends with our next door neighbor, Gabby.
And your name is?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. You have a relationship with Gabby, yes?
Yeah.
How do you know Gabby?
We're neighbors. She lives a couple blocks down from me.
All right, the two of you are neighbors, and I take it you're friends, Gabby?
Yes.
Yes. Now, what was going on with you and Gabby?
Okay, a couple weeks ago, me and Gabby decided to go to my house into the shed with a cigarette, and we weren't planning on smoking it, but we decided to light it.
Okay, I want you to pause right there. Talk to me about the cigarette.
Well, I will admit that I did take the cigarette out of my mom's purse.
Okay.
When
Mom, you smoke.
Yes, but I'm trying to quit, Your Honor.
No judgment. No judgment. I didn't say. I didn't say. And you better quit right now. Mom smokes, and my only response to that is, you can tell children certain things, but they learn by what they see. And if I see my mom smoking, I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with smoking. And that's, you know, again, there are another pair of eyes on us. And so if Gabby is seeing you smoke, then she's really not seeing that as an issue. It's not anything that's wrong or bad because I see mom do it.
But I don't like to hide anything from my daughter.
Fair enough. It's out in the open that you smoke. You're curious about smoking.
Yes. Your
Yes,
Honor.
because you see mom doing it. Mm-hmm. Have you ever smoked a cigarette before?
No, we did not actually smoke it.
No, I'm not talking about Jennifer now. I'm talking about you.
Oh. No, I have not.
Okay. Because if you're seeing mom smoke all the time, you are like, well, why does she do this? Is there something about it that she likes? Maybe I need to see what it's like. Am I on the right track there?
Not really. I had never really thought about it before until Jennifer had kind of started talking to me about it. Like, you know, I see how relaxed your mom kind of gets, and she seems like really like cool and stuff, and how she's always so calm, and she's like, maybe the cigarettes have something to do with it. And I thought, no, that's, you know, at first I was like, that's ridiculous. But the more I thought about it, I got more curious as to,
Maybe
you know,
there's something to what she was saying.
Yeah.
All right. The two of you are having a conversation as to whether or not you're going to smoke because you see someone doing it and you're like, why do they do it? Is that fair, Jennifer?
Yes.
And did you say that to Gabby about her mom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Ms. Salazar, you said, I know everything about my daughter. Did you know this conversation was taking place?
No, I did not.
And that's whenever I hear parents say, oh, you can't tell. I know what my kids are, and I know what's going on. I'm like, I am not going to sit here and say, as a dad of two boys, I know everything my sons do. They've never been in trouble. No, that's unrealistic. And you all are how old now?
15 years
This
old.
is the age where you start becoming curious and you want to see what's going on and you're getting ready to go. Are you guys already in high school or are you still in middle school?
High school.
High school.
You're in high school. A lot of pressure. There's kids that are 18 on campus who are smoking, right?
Yeah.
All right. Whose decision was it to come back to your house, Jennifer?
It was Gabby's.
Okay, is that true?
Yes.
Your
And-
Honor, can I say
No,
something?
I'm talking to the girls because they're the ones that caused the issue. Yes? I'm going to get to the moms.
Okay.
I just want to know what led us to being here. You decide, let's go over to your house, Jennifer.
Yes.
I will bring the cigarette. You get over there with the cigarette, and then what happens?
Her mom went to go run some errands.
So
She said it
mom
was-
wasn't home. It was just the two of you?
Yes.
And then what?
And then we went over by the shed, and first Jennifer went inside. She grabbed a lighter. She's the one who lit the cigarette, and we sat back there. And when she handed it to me, I got nervous and dropped it.
Okay. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
You went and got the lighter. You went to light it. And did she drop it? Who was holding the cigarette itself?
It was Gabby.
Were you holding the cigarette?
Actually, Your Honor, Jennifer was holding it when she lit it, and then she handed it
All right.
to me. And
Someone's holding the lighter, someone's holding the cigarette. Who's holding the lighter?
Me, Your Honor.
Who's holding the cigarette?
Me.
You. You're lighting it as she's holding it. Yes?
Yes.
And then the cigarette falls. Lit. Yes?
Yes.
Then what happens?
Gabby stepped on it and to get it out, and we left the shed, and it wasn't until a few minutes later that we noticed the shed had smoke coming from
A
it.
fire started.
Yeah.
Coming up on America's Court.
See, now we're not dealing with a cigarette. Now we're dealing with destruction of property, and now we're dealing with mom and dad. I mean, and the parents here, all right?
And later,
And you're so busy looking for intensity, and he gives you the intensity, and what did you do? You knocked him out?
Yeah, I didn't know I didn't try to hit him so hard. Honestly, I didn't try to hit him so hard.
closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Olivia Salazar, who is suing Gloria Nellington for property damage.
See, now we're not dealing with a cigarette. Now we're dealing with destruction of property, and now we're dealing with mom and dad. I mean, and the parents here, all right? Now, Ms. Salazar, take me from there.
Gabby was with my daughter, and I just left. They're 15 years old, so I figured, okay, they'll be okay. I came back, and I kind of noticed that they were acting kind of strange, but I kind of like, all right, went about my business and just started putting groceries away. It wasn't until later that afternoon, after Gabby had left as well, that I went back into the shed.
This is behind your, is it in your
Yes,
backyard or something?
Yes, I went to the shed to return some tools, and I noticed my shed there was fire.
Okay. Jennifer, why didn't you tell your mom? Mom, a fire started at the shed.
No,
Why didn't you do that?
because I know that she'll get really mad. She's strict.
You know it was getting ready to go down. The dragon was going to be unleashed, right? You knew that was something you shouldn't have done. When you went home at some point, did you tell your mom, Gabby?
No, I did not. Your
All right.
Honor.
You're suing Gabby because she's under the age of 18. You're suing her mom. You're suing her mom for the damage to the shed.
Yes, I want.
Why?
Well, I just want them to take. I want Gloria to take responsibility also for her child's behavior as well.
What exactly does this damage involve? Do you have any receipts or proof of anything?
Yes.
659, and you're saying you shouldn't have to pay any damage as a result of the fire.
It was wood, Your Honor, and there was extensive
Oh, the
damage.
shed itself was damaged. That's what you want repaired.
Yes. There's a hole big enough in there, and squirrels could crawl in there.
Okay.
And you know, the
Well,
good
let me
thing, it
just
was
tell
just
you.
it's a small fire,
I
but
get it.
she could have burned, it could have burned the house, you know.
Right.
And I just
That's
want...
the burn. And you're like, I want it
Yeah.
back to the condition that it was in.
Yeah, and I
you
had to
don't
get a
want to pay
plastic one.
because...
I'm willing to pay for half of the shed. I'm not paying for the whole shed when these two are both smoking.
No, but you have to understand that your
Talk
daughter...
to me. What do you want her to understand?
I want her to take responsibility of what her daughter's action is.
Let's start with you.
It's clearly that...
Let's start with you. A cigarette in and of itself cannot start a fire.
Mm-hmm.
What starts fire? Fire.
Well,
Who provided the fire? Jennifer? Who provided the fire?
I did.
You did. So had she just brought a cigarette over and you guys were playing with it and it fell down, no harm, no foul. The fire was caused by what? Jennifer?
Me.
You. Nobody's saying you're a bad person. Nobody's saying you're a bad person. Life, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn from those mistakes. But when you make a mistake, you own up to it.
Yep.
Yep. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiff, but the amount will be $329.50.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Which is half of the cost. And we probably need to have a conversation about smoking, which leads into a conversation potentially about drugs, which while we're at it, we should probably have a conversation about sex. And this is the time with young ladies that you are going to have these conversations. Now I can make a judgment call about the smoking. It's time to stop.
Yes, Your Honor.
Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $329.
I'm disappointed, and I know my daughter doesn't smoke, and she would never have done this without being pressured.
Olivia's money hungry, and that little girl is not that innocent.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
And you're so busy looking for intensity, and he gives you the intensity, and what did you do? You knocked him out?
Yeah, I didn't know I was hitting. I didn't try to hit him so hard. Honestly, I didn't try to hit him so hard.
Closed captioning provided by... This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Adam Miles claims he wanted to reenact a boxing match at his birthday party, but the defendant took things too far and knocked him out cold. Mr. Miles is suing Doug Mackins in the amount of $1,195. Mr. Mackins claims it was an accident and says it was Mr. Miles who went off script and he was just trying to defend himself.
Get up, Eddie Thomas.
You guys are punching and playing rock'em sock'em robots. Next thing you know, you get your tooth knocked out. How'd that happen, sir?
All right, so it was my birthday. My birthday was coming up in a few months. We started to talk about what I wanted to do. I wanted a big event because everybody else is doing like DJs and everything like that, and I'm like a huge boxing fan.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like Rocky, and I love Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather is like my favorite boxer,
Mm-hmm.
and so I wanted to have this big party, and just so we started.
And the party had a boxing theme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
we had a
Mr.
whole-
Mackins, you had this relationship with Mr. Miles for how long?
Well, we known each other back in high school. We went to all three of us went to high school together.
All three. And the lady
Yeah, we
here,
were friends,
ma'am, pulling
yes.
up, your witness, we might as well bring her up. What's your last name?
Garcia.
All right, so Ms. Garcia, Mr. Mackins, and Mr. Miles,
Yes.
the three of you have known each other for several years.
Yes.
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 Mr. Mackins, you wanted him to play a role in the party.
Right. Yeah, because he's sparred before multiple times, so I
you
wanted.
are a boxer.
Not a boxer, just spar.
And then how does Ms. Garcia, how do you play into all this?
I've been talking to Adam, and I knew that he wanted to throw a theme party with boxing, so I decided to get give Adam Doug's contact info because I knew that.
You're the link between the two
Right,
of them
right.
connecting.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with Ms. Garcia about, I'm going to do this party, I want a
Exactly.
boxing theme, and you had already decided that you wanted actual boxing at the party.
Yeah, it's my party. I want to have I wanted to be exciting. I want to actually do the boxing. You know?
Okay, I
Get
got
into
it. I'm
you know?
with you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, and she said that he's sparred before, so I was like, cool.
And I know him, and we can
exactly.
work this
yeah.
out.
So I thought it was gonna be cool, and So about a month before the party, we start choreographing in my basement.
The choreography was designed to minimize injury.
I was supposed to win.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Coming up on America's Court.
And you're so busy looking for intensity, and he gives you the intensity, and what did you do? You knocked him out?
Yeah, I didn't know I was hitting. I didn't try to hit him so hard. Honestly, I didn't try to hit him so hard.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Adam Miles, who is suing Doug Mackins for medical expenses.
The goal was to make sure you were Rocky.
And that, yes.
Yo, Adrian.
Exactly.
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you understood that.
Correct.
And you were okay with that.
Correct. Yes.
And what happened?
It's my birthday party. I wanted to have fun. So, and it seemed like people. It was slightly boring in the beginning, like I said, and then we were supposed to come back, and I was supposed to come back in the second round, and that's what happened. And I don't know if he could take it or something like that. I don't know if he was just jealous that I was coming back or something like that because he sparred before. I'm not sure, but I'm in an ambulance and.
That was such a huge leap.
Yeah, I just wake up.
I wanted it more intense. And next thing you know, I'm in an ambulance.
Yep.
You got your intensity, didn't you?
Apparently.
And you're so busy looking for intensity, and he gives you the intensity, and what did you do? You knocked him out?
Yeah, I didn't know I was hitting. I didn't try to hit him so hard. Honestly, I didn't try to hit him so hard. It was off a reaction. I work at a nightclub, man. So it was off a reaction that I hit him that hard. I mean, I'm a very calm, humble guy. I deal with people in my face all the time.
But you knocked me out.
You talking about you threw a hit. How many times did you throw that hit?
I mean, but you had been drinking, so like you can't really.
Oh, here we go now.
I had 2 beers. I was at my party. Obviously, I'm gonna have a beer or 2. You know.
Or 3.
It was 2.
Or 4.
It was 2.
Because it's your party, and you wanted big, and you wanted intense, and you wanted fun. And people were bored with the little so I'm going to throw a left hook. And then Apollo's like, I got something for you. Right? And then you're sprawled out in the ambulance, and then that's how you knock this tooth out.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel has to come down in favor of the defendant. I mean, you assume the risk. I mean, even people who are professional stunt folk, they sometimes get hurt. The difference is they can apply for workers' compensation, or there's a contractual obligations if something happens to them. He kept telling you, tone it down, tone it down, tone it down, and you kept amping it up. And now you have to deal with the consequences of trying to have this amazing party. People were there not to see you box. People were there to celebrate you. Sometimes we lose sight of that. And that's what's going to cost you in this case. Your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
At the end of the day, I told him to stick to the script. He didn't, so he got rocked.
I'm pretty disappointed that I lost. He's the boxing guy. He should know how to pull his punches.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.